Hello and welcome to New Jersey. This
I'm
is
gonna immediately veto that. I would
no,
never
no,
admit to being from New Jersey.
no.
Not
We're
gonna
not
lower
gonna
myself to that.
immediately. Okay, all right. Uh,
Normally I say,
this
"Oh,
is
we'll
all part
workshop
of
it,"
a
but I'm just
discussion in the VOD.
that's not even gonna workshop it. That one, I'm hard knowing that one. I normally try to be supportive, but that's your first miss.
Well, I mean, they've all been misses.
Yeah.
Anyways, my name is CJ or Alpha. I am the DM here. I am playing everyone. The only two I'm not playing. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Chris slash Ox, and I'll be playing as Moony, the rock gnome drunken master monk. Uh, yeah,
He is a true drunken master now.
yes, he is.
And I'm Austin slash Parfait, and I'm playing John Bloodstone, who's a assassin rogue human.
Thought you said a sassy rogue.
I'm a sassy rogue. I clap back at all the haters, and then I kill them because I'm an assassin. Uh,
Yeah, that too.
And joining these two heroes on their journey are their two NPC allies Vela, a tiefling paladin, and James, a divine soul warlock. Uh, Monkey, we'll see. It will entirely depend on what happens. But
Truly.
when we left off, you guys had just had a rather successful heist of the mercantile
yeah, we
uh,
did.
of Barovia. You guys just absolutely robbed the man blind and made off like bandits with like 500 gold from his pouch. Though John didn't exactly split it even,
I don't know what you're talking about.
but he kept that on the down. With that sort of heist under your guys' belts, you guys were preparing to head off south towards the Ilvis River and cross over, heading on your long path towards Valkai. Was there anything else that you guys were planning on doing in Barovia before you headed out?
Is there anyone else we can rob?
You can
No.
certainly
I
try.
think we're done.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you guys will head south. I assume John is probably leading the way.
Sure.
I just figure he is because he's usually the de facto person in the front of the party.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I normally lead.
Yeah.
I'm a natural born leader.
Yeah. So I'd say at this point it's probably about a little after mid-afternoon. So you are starting out a little bit late, but you should be able to get some good progress under, and you don't necessarily want to stay around to wait for the merchant to notice that he's missing some wares.
No.
And 500 gold.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So you guys start heading south immediately with your, allies, wards, the people you're escorting, however you want to describe them, Ismark and Katarina. As you guys head south towards the Ilvis River. You guys travel along long sort of stone path. Doesn't take you very long to start getting into some denser sections of the forest. Start curving down the long paths, heading towards these large stone bridges you can see in the distance. And as you begin to approach the first of these bridges, as you begin to cross over it, you guys do sort of hear a little bit of a rustling in the branches and the trees beside.
Blow it up.
Okay.
Just kidding. I can't do that. Do not have those powers. Thank goodness.
So you guys are sort of halfway across the bridge when you start to hear these rustling. And as you're sort of looking over the slightly dense, it's not the densest of woods that are around this path, you guys do see a sort of masked man kind of shamble his way out of the woods.
Do love a good cultist in midday.
You guys
I've
do
always
notice he seems to be trailing blood behind him. You're not sure if he's bleeding or if it's from someone else, but he does seem to sort of move in almost like a janky kind of, almost like he might be wounded kind of a walk, where he's very hunched over, very withdrawn into himself, kind of shambling along, dragging a leg. What do you guys do?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Guess I speak out to him. I mean, he can definitely see us, so. Hello?
The masked face kind of turns very sharply towards the direction of your voice. And you can't quite make out the eyes, but you do see like two little glints from the eye holes of the mask. But he does not seem to respond.
Are you okay? All right, well, we'll just walk past you then.
He looks over at you, John. And what languages do you know?
Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, Infernal, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay. So he begins speaking in a language that none of you seem to know.
All right.
Good.
And he begins to sort of raise his staff in front of him.
Nope.
And you see it sort of sprout these vines and thorns that begin to wrap around the wood of the staff. Just kind of twirling around them. You're not 100% sure what he's doing. I'll say you guys can do an insight check to see if you think that he's hostile.
Woo! That's a person. That's a figure.
I know slightly more, but still not much, with my 11.
Okay.
Chris rolled a 4 for our audio listeners.
Yeah.
Let's see how they're doing. Your allies. Yeah, so you guys aren't 100% sure with what's going on with this. But John, behind you, you do hear Vela sort of like ready her weapons.
Well, I guess I'll ready my weapons in kind then.
Okay.
Yeah. Mooney's gonna ready his spear.
All right. I'm going to have you roll initiative then.
Woo!
I really want to chuck the spear at him.
That wasn't great, but hey.
Awesome.
You didn't click on your token, Chris.
Oh, you're right.
Whoops.
Can I take that one?
No, you rolled a 7.
For some reason, you showed up twice for me. Did you click your thing twice?
I didn't click my token the first time.
Oh
rolled
no!
the
It
initiative.
weirdly enough, it showed 2 sets of initiative for you. It showed one as a 20, and oh no, it's showing yours as previous stuff too.
Huh.
Okay, so John's is 15. Okay, there we go.
And
Don't know why
mine
I
is
had your previous
23.
ones.
No, you had 7.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
All right, Vayla.
Vayla got a nat 20.
Makes sense. She was the only one who had a good insight check.
And James got a nat 20.
He's just always ready to hurt people.
I
It's because James is very untrustworthy
this
with anyone.
is well, this is going to be a very interesting session because I just started off with 2 nat 20s.
But you started with an 11, so it's okay.
True, I did start with an 11. Well, we will see if the luck holds out on your guys' side or not.
Yeah.
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 Because it could very well be that, hey, maybe I'm just rolling very well for the NPCs and no one else.
Yeah. Maybe you'll kill us today, and I get to make a barbarian.
Hey,
I really
I mean,
like Moony,
it's
so
definitely possible. But yeah, the goal is never to kill you.
That's your goal.
Why did you
Asa
make that
doesn't want to
sound?
be John anymore.
I laughed. It probably didn't. It didn't pick up for you. I laughed because I.
Oh
was,
no, I heard a laugh. I just like it. Just it really made it sound like you don't want to play.
No. The joke was that I wanted to be a barbarian. I was gonna kill myself to be a barbarian.
Hey, I mean, if you desperately want to be a barbarian,
But he's a barbarian with the exact same backstory as John because I like his backstory.
Yeah, I mean, you can level John into barbarian.
Yeah,
Like, there's nothing stopping you.
Barbassin, if you will.
Barbassin. I actually think there might be something stopping me. I don't know if D&DBeyond lets me, and I'm not going to do it on a sheet.
Oh no, you can absolutely multi-class,
Can
just
you?
so long as you have high enough strength.
I don't have the best strength stat.
I mean, I think I think you need to have a 13 too.
I mean, I do have a 13, so I guess I have high enough. But
Well, then there you go.
I have the worst strength stat.
Yeah. So we are going to start off the combat with James, who will sort of aiming past Mooney's head, since he doesn't really need to
Hey, you don't really have.
He doesn't really need to have
aim
Mooney
too hard.
Yeah. He is going to shoot out an Eldritch Blast at this guy, which is going to hit.
Woo!
Love to hear it.
Yeah. Good rolls for us, but bad rolls for the enemies.
5 damage.
Damn.
Also,
Yeah,
you never put us in the
I'm-
turn order. I mean, I'm fine with that. I remember where I'm at, but
No, you guys
Yeah.
are in the turn order. Can you not see
Nope.
it? Oh, that's weird.
Yep.
All right, that is odd. Go ahead and roll yourselves again.
Okay.
Oh, do we get new initiatives?
No, same initiatives.
Yeah, we'll keep same
Yeah,
initiatives.
definitely with that. I definitely want my 13.
Yeah,
You
I'll
definitely
take
want
my
your
7,
7,
I guess.
even though it's the same for you, no matter what your last.
I'll take the 23 that I got that one time.
Ooh.
All right, can you see?
Yes,
you
we're
can
there
see
now.
yourselves now. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening there. All right, so that. Yeah, James isn't gonna waste any spell slots right now. He doesn't know how tough this guy is yet. But he is going to go ahead and just back up a couple of steps, and Sketch is going to follow behind him. Since Sketch is basically in his backpack. Vela is going to move up towards him. And she is going to make an attack with her Warhammer. She is going to hit for 3 bludgeoning damage.
Woo!
She gets a decent wallop in there. Doesn't hit super hard. Seems to sort of clatter against the almost... You're not sure if it's wood or really old bones that he's kind of wearing, but either way, it seems to work for deflecting some of the damage. As that you hear that sort of the Warhammer cracking into, be it wood or bone, you guys do sort of hear a little bit of a rustling in the branches nearby as you see one of them begin to move.
Oh, we're fighting Ents?
Oh, good. An ent and a weird druid creature.
And yeah,
Is the Ent's name Trent?
it is going to move forward here and is going to try to attack Vela. But it is going to clank off of her armor without any damage whatsoever, just right off of the top of it. John.
I'm gonna rush in guns ablazing. I mean, I don't have guns, but you get the point. You get the metaphor.
Yep, I get it.
Alright, I'm gonna swipe at him with my silvered short sword. With a...
Alright.
Not gonna hit.
Nope, that is gonna hit.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Wow. Surprised. 4. Oh, I did the wrong thing. That's hit dice again. Sorry. Nope. I already hit. Don't need to roll that. I needed this. Sorry. Oh, buddy!
Ooh, that's that assassin damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't assassin actually afford extra damage when you sneak attack?
But
on
I don't
the
know
first
if
round?
that... I thought I have to actually,
I think
like...
it's
I think they have to not know I'm coming, I think. Let me check.
I think it might just be against
Yeah, I think
characters that haven't acted yet.
already calculated.
Right, it's not in there because it's in D&DBeyond.
8 plus 11 seems like he probably already got the bonus assassin damage calculated.
Well, no, it's applying 2d6 for the sneak attack, which it applies just regardless.
Yeah, I think that's... I don't... I think I just get... I think my assassinate ability is I just have advantage on attack rolls. Against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet. And any
Okay,
hit you
is that
score
what it
against a
is?
creature that is a surprise is a critical hit. But I don't know if you'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
He's not surprised.
Yeah, so-
you would have had to initiate combat
Yeah.
for that.
So that's what it is.
Um,
If I surprise them, I get a crit. That's
So
insane.
advantage on attack rolls
Yeah.
against. Okay, so So go ahead and re-roll that short sword attack just to see whether or not you crit.
Well, I accidentally did, so it wasn't. It was the 22, remember?
Okay, cool. But that's fine. You
Yeah,
didn't.
I didn't need to,
You're,
but
you're all good. Yeah.
All right,
All right.
now...
So anything else?
yeah, I still have my second
offhand?
sword. Yeah,
Okay.
my offhand sword. Which is not...
And you are within 5 feet of an ally. Well, it's not going to hit, but
Nope.
you would have gotten sneak attack. All right. Bonus action? Well, no,
That wasn't
bonus
my
action
second hit
offhand,
was-
so you're good. Yep. All right. So the bony man is going to sort of look at this going on around him, and yeah, he's going to sort of like press a hand against his chest, and you'll see the sort of the places where the bone armor doesn't seem to be covering. You do notice almost a bark-like texture growing across his skin.
Dang it. Guy's using magic to not get hurt as much. Not cool.
And
Will increase his AC, yes.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I barely hit that first one.
Well, we will see. And yeah, that's all that is going to do with that. Moony.
Moony sees the man start to become bark-like, and so he's going to take his flask of alchemist fire that he has hanging out. I think he's gonna chuck it right at Mr. Barkman.
Okay, go ahead
Barky Bone
and
Man.
make an improvised attack roll. So, for that, it'll just be a d20 plus dex.
D20 plus dex. Okay, I'm just gonna roll a d20 and then add my.
You could just roll dex. I mean,
Yeah, if you just roll dex, it'll do the same thing.
True.
you guys should have just paid for the 5 copper troll toll.
Yeah,
Monkey
can't
Thunder.
just rolled.
should have just chatted with him, you know.
I tried. That's
Oh,
not
there
fair.
we
I
go.
He
did
likes
try.
riddles.
Oh,
Ooh.
does 22 hit?
Yes, 22 is absolutely going to hit.
Alright.
So go ahead and roll the damage for that. I believe it's what, 1d4?
1d4 damage. And then
And then he
at the
needs to
start of
use
its
an action
turn,
to put it out. Yeah.
yeah, it has to make a DC 10 dexterity check to extinguish the flames.
Okay.
And
Yes, go ahead and roll
so-
that damage.
He's on fire. Everyone's stuff is in the way. Alright.
It's just a couple of things. All right, 2 fire damage. Not bad, not bad.
Woo.
And he is currently on fire.
Woo.
Yeah, he
There's
is.
gotta be a fire icon. It'd be weird if there wasn't. There isn't really a fire icon. That is so strange to me. All right, well, we'll use this one.
I mean,
Okay,
it looks like a fire.
yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah.
I don't have any fire assets that I've put
Hmm.
on this one. Well, actually, hang on. I think I still have. I do. Oh, well then. Sweet. So he's currently on fire.
Let's go. Set him on fire. Well, I set a creature on fire.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
He's humanoid, at least.
All right, cool. Now he's on fire.
Cool.
All right. Anything else from Moony? That was action. Do you want to move anywhere? Any bonus action? Okay. Just
Yep.
sort of repositioning yourself over there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And no bonus action?
What are my bonus actions that I have available right now? Let's see.
You are a monk, so you've got a couple.
I have Flurry of Blows that I could do.
You can't right now. You would have had to
Oh,
use
I
an
didn't take the
unarmed strike
attack.
as your. Yeah, exactly.
Well, for Flurry of Blows, it's just an attack.
Oh, it's
action,
just
but
yeah.
now for my martial arts, it would have
Well,
had to be a.
Actually, you would have taken the. Well, it's an improvised attack, but you did take the attack action.
So if you want, you could run up and punch this burning
Yeah,
man.
you could run up and flurry of blows if you so chose. You don't have to, but you can.
When you use the attack with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon, yeah. So I can't do my.
Oh, it's only with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
for the
right.
unarmed for the bonus unarmed strike, yeah, but not
Yeah.
for Flurry of Blows.
Okay,
But I'm not spending a key point. I already set a man on fire.
fair. All right. Anything else?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. So you guys will hear a little bit more rustling
Oh,
as the branches come alive.
great. The sound of music.
And I'm just going to go ahead and get this part over with because
Oh,
they're all going one after another.
Wonderful.
This one is going to come over and try to attack Vela.
Try.
yeah.
It is going to hit.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, it did do the thing.
Monkey Thunder says a guy named Kurt comes from the Russell.
Boo!
Yeah.
Boo, I say. At least 3 of the tree ents have terrible, terrible initiatives. They're just like, oh, I guess our master's being attacked.
I mean, they're all moving on the same initiative, so that
Oh,
could
must
be
all
good or
from
bad.
New Jersey with this intelligence.
I mean, they are trees.
I don't think there's trees in New
There's
Jersey.
not a
I'll
lot
be
of trees in New Jersey.
I think it's mostly just.
No, I was more
hairspray.
referring to the fact that they're probably not very intelligent,
Oh,
given the fact that they're trees.
that's fair.
Our sentient trees.
This one is going to attempt to attack you.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
gonna try.
What is your AC?
A 15.
It will hit.
Ah, yeah, that sounds about right.
It is going to deal 5 piercing damage to you
Yeah. Okay.
as it sort of like rooty, thorny claws kind of just and just scratch along your back. And then this one is going to jump down, and it's going to try to do the same.
Okay, it's weird. Like, it's showing up on the top there that I have 19, but if on my actual character thing, it still says 24. Weird. Doesn't matter.
It won't adjust automatically on D&DBeyond. You have to adjust that manually.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it won't automatically update on there. You just have to, if you click in where it says current, you can change it on there. Alright, that one is also going to hit you, John.
What? Yeah, right. Okay.
For 4 piercing damage.
Ow!
Solid start to the day.
James is now looking over this battlefield, suddenly realizing that there's a lot more enemies than there were previously.
There sure are.
But doesn't have much for crowd control yet, so what he's going to do is
Blast!
he is going to he is a man who knows what he likes. And what he likes is Eldritch Blasting.
And that's it.
Nothing else.
He walks in, he's gonna blast.
He walks in, Eldritch Blast. So he was...
Call him Jimmy Neutron. He's got a blast.
Yeah, he's gotta. He was attacking this blight right here.
Okay.
And, oh, jeez. Yeah, so, John, this one comes up behind you, kind of scratches into your side, and then you see a streak of light as this thing disintegrates.
Oh! Okay.
He did 3 times its HP in damage.
Holy tortellini.
Huh.
How do I do that?
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch, I gotta learn Eldritch Blast.
It's Eldritch Blast. It's just...
Guess I'm gonna become a warlock, too. Snag one of those.
And he's going to sort of... well, yeah, you guys wouldn't hear anything. But he seems to gesture to Sketch, and Sketch is going to come right up over here. What is Sketch's movement? Just remind myself here. I think it's 30. Oh, no. Okay, sweet. All right.
Movement.
No, he's got 60-foot flies.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Sketch is going to come over here, and you will see it start to sort of swoop around the head of this blight here. The next person who attacks this blight will have advantage on it.
Oh.
Fascinating. Fascinating, even.
Vela is going to go ahead and sort of seeing these things popping out, figuring she doesn't want to get herself surrounded. She's going to make an attack on that one right there. The one that is to her right. She is going to hit it. Just crack with the Warhammer, and the thing splits in two.
Okay, so they don't have much HP. Got it.
Alright. It's this one's turn. It is upset and going to try to get revenge for its fallen ally.
Makes sense.
It is unfortunately just going to clank off of Vela's shield. Not able to quite make contact. John.
Well, so far this guy hasn't actually hurt me, but these have, so I'm gonna go for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Justify why I'm going for the one that I have advantage on.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm gonna swing my silvered sword at him. But, I mean, first one's gonna hit, but let's see if I crit success.
We'll see.
Survey says...
I don't, I rolled an 18.
The exact same thing.
Exact same roll of a 13.
Yeah.
All right.
But you will hit. Go ahead
I
and
do
roll
still
damage.
hit, no matter what.
And it's dead.
Yep,
I only
you
did
do
5
kill
damage
it.
though because I don't know if he counts as sneak attack. Like, I don't know if Flyboy does.
You're within 5 feet of an ally.
I thought the enemy had to be within 5 feet.
You have advantage.
All right.
So here's the thing. Sneak attack always applies if you have advantage, and it
Okay.
applies as well if you have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I killed it.
You had advantage there, so it would apply regardless.
Okay.
Only one more thing left. And the flaming man.
But for future reference, does Sketch count as an ally?
Sketch is an ally, but does not count as a combatant. The Sketch cannot attack. So if it specifically specifies that it's an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, then yes, Sketch will apply. But if it specifies an enemy of the target, it might not. It'll
does
just
say
depend on
another
the
enemy of the target is within 5 feet. So.
So you got a bonus action there.
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
you do
so
have a bonus
I will
action.
swing my other sword at Homeboy.
Okay. Yep, you do. You will not get sneak attacks
Yeah.
since that can only apply once per turn. But we will see if you hit.
Gonna hit.
That is definitely going to hit. That is rolling
just,
the same thing twice.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked, I think. Oh, but it still did roll twice.
The fact that you rolled a 24 again.
and it's
You are weirdly consistent in doubling up your rolls.
1d6 because
Yeah.
I don't have anything added to it. So
You can just click where it says short sword.
no, because then
Right, yeah,
then
because
it does,
it'll
like,
automatically.
it
Yep.
automatically adds my +3, which I don't get.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Did it go? I rolled a crit fail. I only hit him for 1 damage.
That's okay.
Min-roll.
That's real
Woo.
damage.
Yeah.
It happens.
And now he
alright.
has to try to not be on fire. Or he just takes damage. And
I mean, it's a dex save of 10. So
Yeah. What is the dex save, by the way?
10.
It is a 10. Okay.
yeah,
It is, DC 10 dexterity check.
he's gonna probably do it because
And is that at the beginning or end of the turn?
It is his action.
Okay, so
Using an action, and that would be his turn.
So he
if he puts
uses his
himself out.
So if he uses his action to make that dexterity saving throw, then he puts himself out.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, then he doesn't.
Okay, that is odd. I would have assumed using your action would have just put that out. That was alchemist fire.
He is covered in fiery tar, so you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely not easy to get off.
Creature can end this damage by using its action to make a DC 10 dexterity check to extinguish the flame.
Yep, you are absolutely right. So yeah, it is. Yeah, he is not happy to be on fire.
what?
I know, it's
We're
shocking.
the same person, Chris.
It's just so weird. But strangely enough, he doesn't try to put himself out. I am actually going to need a... Yeah, do that. I am going to need a Constitution saving throw from John and Vela.
All right.
Interesting.
Ooh,
Apparently he
I
doesn't
don't think I'm gonna do it.
mind being on fire that much.
All right. Let's see if Vela succeeds.
It actually is a 10 because of my cloak of protection. But
Wow.
Oh, did he take
Vela.
his 1d4 fire damage yet?
No, you need to roll that.
Max roll, baby! 4!
Nice. There you go.
my con save was a 10.
Pretty good.
No, actually, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, you guys both don't manage to succeed. Vela rolled very low. She rolled a 3 herself.
I rolled
Um,
6.
All right,
And then
so
added 4 because of things.
hmm, uh,
Woo.
so you both are going to take 10 thunder damage,
Gosh darn it.
and you are going to be pushed 10 feet away from him in a straight line. And he is going to go ahead and seem to try to retreat back towards the woods. Still actively on fire.
Only he can prevent forest fires. He chooses not to.
Yeah, he's definitely like leaving little bits of like flaming places in his wake, just like lighting parts of the trees on fire as he's just trying to make a mad dash out of there.
Is he scared? Little piss baby scared?
All right, Moon.
Oh, it's gonna be on fire. Yeah, Mooney's gonna run up and just shove his spear right into this thing.
Oh, he's gonna try. We'll see.
He does it.
Yeah, you run up and you jab your spear into that thing.
Oh, wait,
Go ahead
sorry,
and
that
roll the
was
damage.
not what I want to do. 9 piercing damage.
Yep, you run that thing right into the ground.
Yeah. And now he's sad because you can't punch anything afterwards.
There's nothing within range.
Does he punch the air a couple times for fun?
He punches the air once.
Yeah, once.
That's
Not
true.
using the key point to punch it twice.
He key points to punch the air in anger.
Yes, exactly. Anything else? Is Mooney going to try to use more of his movement, or what is he?
That was 10. Ugh. I don't know if it's worth chasing this thing off the path. I used, what, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 20, 25, 35. He's going to move over here and see if he can see where the thing is running through the woods.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Those are trees.
You see that he's running into the woods. The woods themselves seem to be too dense for you to make out any sort of a structure or anything he might be heading towards. So you're not 100% sure if he's going to a specific place or if he's just trying to get away.
Inside it. I don't like the idea of leaving this thing alive. I don't know. Could try to come back and kill us later.
Sure.
I'd be angry that I set it on fire.
I respect you.
I guess that's my turn. I don't have anything else I
Okay.
can do with the bonus action.
All right. So James is going to see this thing trying to run away from across there, and let me just double check something because
The range
oh,
of Eldritch Blast?
oh yeah, he's within range.
Yeah.
He's going to hit just barely.
Ooh.
Alright.
Oh my goodness. Okay. For 11 force damage. That seems to hit this thing incredibly hard, and it like buckles over and is like limping away right now.
Okay.
Vela's going to sort of come over here and sort of like looking over towards this thing and around at the sort of blights or the shattered remains of these plant things around. She's going to go ahead and she doesn't necessarily want this to get any worse. So she's going to go ahead and take a shot with her crossbow. Just to try to finish the thing off. She is unfortunately going to miss. The trees are a little bit more dense than she was expecting. Kind of catches the feathers of the bolt, sends it haywire. John.
I'm gonna dash up to him with my bonus action, my cunning action.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna use just my attacking with my silver short sword.
Okay.
Dang it.
You are unfortunately going to miss. You kind of clang off of the armor that's formed around him.
Crap. Alright, well, that's my turn.
All right.
I dashed.
Yep, that is fair.
Is he trying to set
all
him? Is he trying to extinguish himself?
He will try to extinguish himself, yes.
All right. I have that D4 ready.
He does succeed in getting himself put out.
Darn it.
And he's going to... he's going to try to make a run for it. Go ahead and you get an attack of opportunity if you wish to use it, John.
Gosh darn it! 7.
You are unfortunately not going to hit. He's going to start sprinting off further into the woods.
No!
Remember when I rolled a 23 on a time I didn't have to? Just threw it away. Threw away a 24, I mean. Back-to-back 24s, I only need to roll once. Now I'm rolling 10s and 7s. Which means I actually rolled a 5 and a 2.
What is that?
Oh. Are you... he runs off into the forest. You guys can absolutely try to track and follow if you want.
No.
It's up to you whether or not you want to do that.
Well, I'm going to come back to the group.
Okay.
We should probably try to put out this fire.
Yes, we wouldn't want it to spread it.
Right. Now, about
right next to a river.
New friend who... And as they're having this discussion, Moony is actively, like, scooping up water with some
helping him.
cloth and...
Vela actually comes over. There's, like, small, like, patches of grass and branches. She's just able to sort of stomp them out with her boot.
Oh, okay.
Well, John is still trying to scoop up water in his hands.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Moony also, drops water on the fire and...
Yeah.
Now, about our new friend who just hobbled off into the woods, that could cause trouble for us later. Do you all think it's worth the trouble of tracking him down and making sure that doesn't happen? Or should we just continue on our merry way?
I mean, depends on whether or not the thing was actually trying to come after us at all.
He did just kind of seem injured and on this road. Like, I think he might have just ran into us.
Yeah.
And probably like every other person around here. Doesn't trust anyone. Probably thought fighting us was the best bet. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose so. Although I don't know why anyone would ever want to take on 4 people.
Well, he did have his tree buddies, so...
I did have his very feeble tree friends. Alright, well, if no one else thinks it's worth going after him, then I suppose we should continue on our way.
I just don't know how fruitful it'd be. I'm not the best at tracking.
Hey.
Tracking isn't exactly my strong suit either.
Assume that would be like...
Plus, that guy's
survival or
probably got
nature,
way
right?
more experience in the wood. It would be
Easy survival.
Yeah, which... I'm kind of wise, but not that wise.
I am
That
wiser than
guy's
the
probably
average
got
bear.
way more experience hiding in the woods than we've got searching it.
Yeah, valid point.
Should probably just
If
get
it
back on
was-
the road.
Exploring a brewery, I'd have the upper hand there, but unfortunately, this is not there. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, I'd certainly have some experience in that route too.
Well then.
I used to run a tavern.
Oh. Interesting. Looks like we're all friends of the spirits, if you will.
If we're talking alcohol, then yes.
Right, you understand.
All right, so you guys will continue along the road.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like John's gonna bring up the fact that he's really hurt right now and doesn't know what they should do.
Oh no, he is absolutely hurt. Does he bring that up?
Yeah, I feel like he does. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it might be too soon to take a short rest, but also, ow! If you hear me out, you know what I mean? Ow.
Yes, he did appear to hit rather hard in that instance.
His tree buddies also hit me, and no one else. Kind of insulting.
Yes, they tried, but it appears that the wood is not quite as strong as metal.
Dang leather armor.
Rex.
I suppose if we're to make camp, this is as good a place as any. It's near enough to the road that we don't have to worry as much about monsters. Especially if we're just resting for a while.
I suppose that's true. Well, John, if you feel like you need a rest, then
I mean, it's less that I need a rest and more of a, if I don't, I'll probably die the next fight we have.
Yeah, he is bleeding a lot.
I am very bloody.
Like,
a valid point.
And I only hit the trees, and I don't think any of this blood is theirs.
no, most trees don't. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised around here. Honestly, it's just one more thing in Barovia. Well, if you need to take a break, whatever, there's a rock over here. You might as well lay on it. Sort of like gesturing to this rock to your north.
Alright. I'm gonna hop up on the rock.
Yeah, and James is just he seems like he's going to sort of have a conversation with Sketch. He doesn't appear to say anything, but they do appear to sort of almost be speaking within their minds.
Alright, well, I'm gonna roll a hit die.
Yep, you and Vela are going to go ahead and take a short rest.
Alright. 7. I'm gonna roll another hit die, because I'm still technically bloodied.
Yeah.
Yep, that is fair. So let's see there. Okay.
Woo! There we go.
And
Do you have a
now-
D10 as a hit die?
Apparently. It's D8.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's D8 plus con.
So D8 plus 2 for me.
Yeah, that's how he was able to get a 9.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. Alright. I am now at 21 health. And down to...
Oh!
Where do I keep... Didn't let me keep track of my hit dice. There we go. Maybe now it did?
So you have to just select how many hit dice you've used and then click the short rest.
Oh, okay.
Vela is back up to full now.
Okay. Alright. I'm not at
She
full, but
did
I'm
need
close
to use
enough
all of
that
her
I'm
hit
good.
die to do it because she rolled a 2, a 1, and then an 8.
Woo!
So she had to use all of her hit die to get the 1 that would have brought her health back up.
Yeah, I thankfully only had to do 2.
But yeah, you guys are able to short rest with no issues. It does get a little bit later on. Short rest usually takes around an hour, so it's probably around, like, you would guess, based on where the sun is, or where you guess the sun is behind the clouds, that it's probably around, like, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Alright.
So it's definitely getting closer to nighttime than perhaps you might hope.
Oh, I'm a rest. I'm not bleeding anymore. Maybe we should probably get back on the road for a couple more hours before it's too dark.
Yes,
before we lose all sunlight. Probably
we'll
not good 2 hours
likely
on the
need
road.
to find a place to set up camp soon enough, but
Seem that way.
presumably somewhere a little easier to defend than here.
Agreed.
And
Also, I assume
You guys
our other
will-
like NPC friends are here too. They're just not ever part of conversation.
yeah,
Which is fair.
yeah,
you don't
they-
need to do extra
yeah,
conversation.
they-
You do enough.
they are here. I just am
Yeah.
not currently
It's
including them
completely
in
fair.
this part until you like ask them for stuff.
No,
or
I don't
whatever.
talk to them. I don't like her.
I mean, you don't like most people. So.
I have extra resentment for her because I really do feel like she wasted my time with her whole dead dad thing.
I mean, yeah, it happens, you know. Some people's dads just die, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure my dad's dead.
Yeah.
Actually, I know he is. That's part of my backstory. My dad's dead. You don't hear me crying about it.
But you guys do manage to cross that bridge with little
Running up that hill.
incident.
Running up that hill.
And you guys will carry on down the southern path, sort of
fun.
bending northwards back towards the river, and then branching away from it again as you guys start up this sort of long route up towards the north. As you guys sort of go further along this route, you guys do notice that there seems to be more kind of, it seems more established here. Or by established, it seems that there is a gallows
Fun.
sort of perched on the side of the road as you guys are walking past. It sort of creaks in the wind that blows down from the mountains off to your south and west. There's a little bit of a sort of frayed rope that's on the beam. The road kind of splits off here, one going further to the north, the other sort of wrapping around the hill and going south. And as you guys sort of come across the gallows, you guys sort of look and you see what appears to be a body hanging from the rope. The wind kind of turns it slowly as it begins to face you. And Moony, it looks like you.
Excuse me. Huh?
Does it look like Moony for all of us or just Moony?
To John, you see nothing unusual. Looks like it's some random commoner.
Got it. All right.
I mean, Moody's not happy about what he's seeing.
Are you freaking out in a way that any of us notice?
Is he trying to keep this low key?
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of gawking a little bit.
All right. It's just
Like,
a dead
kinda
body.
looking-
What are you?
uh,
There are a dime a dozen around here.
looks down at himself as
Do we need to give this one a funeral too?
feeling himself, like making sure that he's not a ghost.
Yeah, you feel yourself. Yeah, there's skin. You feel meat beneath the skin.
Does homegirl have any reaction to my line there? You know, is she offended?
She does seem to have sort of a reaction to it, but she doesn't say anything.
Fair. All right. Let me,
She definitely notices your tone.
Yeah.
how it is it? That's me.
It's like a metaphor or something. It's not you. You're here. Is it all of us? Is this what you're trying to say? What?
Oh, that person hanging up there looks exactly like me.
It doesn't.
Are you? Hold on. I'm getting some feelings. I think something might be going on here. Somebody's playing a trick on me, right? He takes another swig of his whiskey.
Maybe it's the alcohol. Maybe you're drunk.
Really unhappy.
It
Other than normal.
could be a mix between paranoia and drink, or I suppose there's stranger things in these lands than
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on the.
hallucinations.
See if I notice anything.
It appears to be a dead body.
All right. Cool.
It seems to be a man, probably in his mid-30s, a little bit overweight. He seems like he's been hanging there for a very long time. Flies kind of buzzing around him now. His eyes have started bulging out of his sockets. It seems like he was in immense pain when he was hung. Just by the sort of the worn red streak that goes across his neck from where the rope digs in, the sort of bloating in his tongue, and almost what looks like scarring on the tongue itself, where it looks like he was sort of almost biting through it.
Really disgustingly beautiful imagery there that's gonna probably get us flagged.
Guess he's gonna try to make an insight check to see if he can snap out of this, or if this is just nope.
Yeah, it has to be you. Who else could it be? It looks just like you know yourself. This looks like you. You don't understand how this could be you. It really sort of bothers Moony. Does Moony actually go up to the body? No? Or is he just sort of standing back and looking?
No. Mooney does not want to consider his own mortality.
Okay.
He's now actively trying to look away from it.
Yep. So you turn away from the gallows to the graveyard across the way, and sort of look over the tattered headstones, the crumbling wall that lies outside of it. And I assume that Mooney just wants to move along.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Guys, can we not be here anymore?
Sure. You're the one who had us stop, but all right.
I've got no reason to hang around. Let's get out of here before it gets too much darker.
Now's not the time for puns, James.
Oh, I didn't even catch that one myself.
Oh.
It was just a slip of the tongue.
Whiskey. Mooney is really not happy right now.
Yep. So you guys will carry along further up north to the road, and it begins to get quite a bit darker as you guys kind of round the path, and you see what appears to be a camp, sort of nestled along the edge of this sort of pond or lake. And it appears to be a couple of wooden wagons and tents kind of set up around one large central bonfire. And there appear to be quite a few people sitting there, eating and drinking and sort of enjoying music and revelry as you guys approach.
Music and revelry.
Trust no one.
I definitely don't trust them. Half of them look the same. It's a band of sisters.
It's a band of bandits. But yeah, that's fine.
As you guys kind of approach, the nearest one kind of looks over at you and is like, if you're a friend, sit down, drink up. Can shelter the night.
And you all are who exactly?
Oh, I'm Pabe. We're Vistani. Are you not familiar with our kind?
Can't say that I am personally, although I feel like I might have heard about you at some point in time.
James kind of like looks over. He's like, yeah, they're wanderers, kind of like caravan folk.
Ah,
The only people who've been known to get in and out of Barovia regularly.
fascinating.
Well, you seem friendly enough, I guess.
Well, we have no reason to fight. These woods are dangerous enough on their own.
Indeed they are. Well,
Plus, night fast approaches.
you said you have drink?
Certainly, the finest
right.
of wines.
Oh, I'm not much of a wine guy myself, but a drink is a drink. Mooney heads in.
You've never had ours.
Oh.
Mooney smirks and says, I'd be glad to try.
Yeah. And Mooney carries on into the camp. Does anyone follow?
Yeah, I stick with Mooney. I don't want. He's the one person I like in this group.
Okay. Yep. And
That's
the
not
rest of
true.
you
I
guys
have no
will
issue
sort
with
of...
Vela.
Oh, so I thought James was the one you were starting to like.
I also don't hate James as much anymore because we have similar outlooks on life. I really just hate our charges here. I don't like them. I'm still very angry that they made me bury their dead dad, and like we got hurt trying to do it, and it was in my mind pointless.
Fair. So you guys sort of begin to kind of mingle with the Vistani. And they begin to sort of sing songs, play instruments. A lot of drinks go around as you guys sort of
sing songs. You
lounge
say
around.
I try to join in.
Okay,
with
absolutely.
With a critical success.
John gets a little bit of drink in him, and he is just going immediately onto the beat. He doesn't even know the words, but he is making it sound so perfect that he just kind of makes up his own songs and they just like ad-lib in the music around him.
Mooney pulls out his flute from his backpack and joins in.
Yeah, you join in, sort of. It's a little bit hard to follow whatever John is doing, but you do a very good job of it to sort of keep with his kind of beat and trying to sort of follow along the musicians around you as you guys just sort of make this uproarious chorus around the fire as John just shows this side of himself that doesn't really exist outside of this context. And just John seems to be enjoying himself, weirdly enough.
Also, that 17 was a 19 because I'm proficient in performance.
True. Well, then there you go. So yeah, you do even better. It does not seem that James or Vela join in on sort of the melody, but they do appear to sort of... James appears to be sort of watching this transpire with sort of like a smirk on his face as he watches this. And Vela kind of seems very surprised at what's going on. You guys don't need to do any sort of an insight. The second you like meet Vela's eyes, you can see that she is very confused about how like the most dour, dreary person that she has met in a long while is sitting here and dancing and singing around a bonfire.
Donna's jamming.
I don't know. I just said performance check. That sounds fun. I'm good at that.
Yeah. And you do a fantastic
I feel like it maybe doesn't fit the character John's given out, but in John's past, he would definitely have, had fun, running his tavern and
yeah,
this isn't in his past. Apparently, he's opening up a little bit. Yeah, I can justify the lapse in Austin's judgment for his character.
Hey, I mean, it's once the drink kind of gets over him, he sort of goes back into that mindset from previously.
Brings you back to the days at the tavern, eh? I don't know why I'm Irish, but...
The heck is wrong with your voice?
Oh, that wasn't Moony.
Oh,
for sure.
That was me to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it being in character more. It's funnier.
Little do we know that when Moony gets drunk, he becomes Irish.
He starts doing other accents.
Yeah. It changes every time.
Yeah, exactly. Every single time. But yeah, you guys have a rather enjoyable time, sort of, drinking and singing and playing with all of these random traveler folk. And as things sort of wind down after you guys have done your sort of your dances and your singing, you guys are all kind of very, not necessarily like super drunk right now, but you're all definitely feeling it. And it sort of winds down. The sun has set by this point, and you guys kind of sit down around the fire, and one of the Vistani kind of sort of like leans forward, and all of the others seem to sort of know this. This older fellow kind of stands up. He's like, "A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing," sort of pointing to where John is. "A very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the Devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt, bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, Wizard's army fled in terror, and few who stood their ground were ever seen again." He sort of begins to kind of wander around the fire as he's talking. "The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. The battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to the precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the Devil's Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic couldn't save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body, see if, he had anything of value. The river Ilvis had already spirited him away."
Good movie.
And he sort of kind of withdraws from the fire again, almost like it's sort of signifying, okay, that's the end of the story.
Oh. All right. Yeah.
Good story. You're a wise man. Wish we could, hang out with you longer than just
times
tonight.
Here. Well, we're always on the move. I'm sure you'll find us again. If you're making your way west.
I believe we are, yes.
Oh, perhaps our paths will cross again. Only the fortune teller knows. Have you seen Madame Eva?
Well, I know we have not.
She knows a great many things. And you guys do sort of like from the corner, you do see James kind of like sort of paying more attention now. Yeah, she's right there. He sort of points over to the largest tent that is sort of near the bank of the river. She knows a great many things and offers to tell the future for wandering travelers. Might be that you find something useful in your journey.
Well,
If she's anything like the rest of you, I'm sure I'd love to talk to her.
yeah, fair enough.
Or she is. So do you guys head on in?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a little drunk.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to the fortune teller.
Yeah.
Yep. So you guys go ahead and head on in to Madame Eva's tent. Magic flames kind of cast a reddish glow around the interior of this tent.
I'm sorry, I got real quick read Monkey Thunder's last comment. Maybe
Oh,
we'll see
yeah.
you all again soon. Both walk in the same direction.
All right, goodbye. Walk in the same direction. To the
Same
camp.
direction, the same speed.
Yep.
Hey, it's tomorrow night. Let's hang out.
We walk slightly faster than you, so you're gonna have to slow down really far so that we don't stay side by side for too long.
Feel real awkward as we say goodbye to each other while walking directly next to each other.
Actually, why don't you wait here a while? We'll go on ahead.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there is a low table in front of you guys covered in a black velvet cloth.
Ooh.
There seems to be sort of glints of light flashing from a crystal ball that's on the table as a hunched figure is peering into its depths. Her voice is very old, very dry. She says, "At last you've arrived." As sort of sparks almost seem to fly within the crystal ball. She sort of looks up from beneath her hood at you all. Very old, withered woman. You would guess she's maybe like 70s or 80s. So very old, very sort of like drooping features, very leathery sort of skin.
Still hot though.
Sure, if you're into that. At last you're here. Do you wish to have your fortunes told?
Yeah.
Suppose we would.
Yes, definitely. Important for people like yourselves. She sort of pulls out a large deck of black and gold cards and begins to kind of
tarot
shuffle
time.
them very quickly.
She's actually
sort
only
of
27, says
like-
Monkey Thunder. You just see some
This is
hard
really old
27 years.
27.
Yeah, it's stress is a hard one.
And non-stop cigarettes.
Yeah. She
Really
sort
bad
of
addiction.
lays out the cards. She sort of lays them out in almost like a plus sign pattern with one in the center. She reaches to the top one and flips it over. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. The Raven. Look for the Wizard's Tower on the lake. Let the Wizard's name and servant guide you to what you seek. She flips over the card on the far left. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. The Bishop. What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors. She reaches over to the far right. This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. The missionary. I see a garden dusted with snow, watched over by a scarecrow with a sackcloth grin. Look not to the garden, but to the guardian. She flips over the center card. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. The cub, abandoned by kin, seeks freedom from his binds. His freedom will empower yours.
Oh.
And she flips the bottom card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The donjon. He lurks in the Hall of Bones, in the dark pits of his castle. She sort of leans back, seems to almost slouch a bit more, and she's like, "Oh, readings always take so much out of me."
Well, that was cryptic and yet insightful.
And you can't make things too simple with fortunes. They're often a bit messy in the hows and whys.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Although I do believe I know exactly what that center card was talking about. Although I may be mistaken, however, I do believe, if you all will recall, we encountered somebody who was abandoned by their kin. That young gentleman trapped in the basement of the church.
Yes.
I think that may be our ally in this fight against, good old Strahd. Well, bad old Strahd, I should say.
Fair.
Thoughts, James, Vela?
Well, I mean, as far as fortunes go, it could be less cryptic. I mean, that's as good an idea we got as any.
Right.
I
Suppose.
don't know necessarily what good a feral vampire would do against what appears to be a very powerful one. But I suppose we can't argue with fate.
Oh. What do they say? Fight fire with fire. I'm sure that applies to vampires too.
Or druids with fire, too.
Yeah. Remember how well that worked?
Well, actually, he got away.
He did. But we're not dead. Not like I was up in those gallows. The Moody sight kind of trails off the corner of the tent.
Oh, this place, it gets in your head.
It
You
certainly
get
does.
used to it. Sooner or later.
Ah. Alright.
The pure souls are always the most in danger.
Well, if by pure you mean the quality of my alcohol, then yes, they are very pure spirits. If you care to try some, I have some brew for sale. Are you a mead woman?
I think I'm fine for the moment, but thank you.
Well, of course.
Well,
You
does
are
this
all
reading
more
cost
than
us
welcome.
anything?
No, of course not.
You're a very kind woman.
I am always here to assist on the way of those seeking to topple the king.
Well, thank you for your help, madame.
Of course.
Suppose we should be on your way, and
Well,
we'll be
you
on
all-
our way, and we'll let you rest.
You're more than welcome to stay the night in our camp. It will be much safer than wandering the woods at this time of night.
I think we might just accept that, Alpha.
You know how the monsters get around here. Just try not to do anything to rile up the others. They tend to be a bit more fighty.
Duly noted.
They seem nice to me.
Yes, they just don't take kindly to threats, so just be on your best behavior.
I think with John's vocal cords and my flute, we can manage.
Yes, I heard. It was quite lovely.
All right, well, I suppose we should be off to set up our own tent and get to rest.
Yes, definitely. Night won't be... Night is always passing too quickly. Then you'll need to journey off on your own again.
Yeah, until we, catch up to them. Have another party.
Hey, if you run into him again,
I guess that is a strong if.
I mean, it entirely depends on where you guys decide to go.
Mm. Oh, we're not on rails? This isn't Donald Duck's Going Quackers?
No,
Oh, okay.
not quite. Surprisingly enough, I did try to make the campaign that to begin with, but it
You gotta see
it was too limited. Yeah. It was too limited. I mean, basically the only class choices were one of Donald's children, or his nephews. I
His
think.
nephews? Yeah. Or Daisy.
But yeah, you guys
Or
sort of
name science
withdraw
stuff.
from Madame Eva's tent, and begin to sort of. So I know James stole a tent. Does anyone else have a tent?
I was gonna, considering I feel like I've made a good impression, I'm gonna be like, who wants to let me sleep in their tent with them tonight? Oh, but apparently my alcohol is wearing off and I have no charm left.
They're able to sort of offer you guys a tent.
Woo!
So yeah, there's so James already has one that is a 2-person tent. So you guys can choose to share that with him if you so wish. Otherwise, the other ones sort of fit themselves more tightly into the tents and sort of offer some to you guys. So you guys are able to, however you guys want to split that up. I am curious how you guys decide to go about splitting that up.
Hey James, it's a 2-person tent. You mind if I spend the night with you?
Might as well.
All right,
So-
I guess Moody has to sleep in the same tent as Vela. Well, he sure would hate that.
Yeah, so you guys split it up. So John and James are in one tent, Vela and Mooney are in the other. And you guys carry on through the rest of the night. I assume nothing happens.
Is this a long rest throughout this night?
Yes, it would be a long rest.
Right. Woo!
Woo! That does nothing for me, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's one of those long rests that are thematic more than they are necessary.
Well, actually, I mean, it gave me back one of my hit dice, so.
Yeah, it's always nice to have.
As well as, according to this,
All your HP.
yeah, no, not all your HP, 3 hit points, which does bring me up to full.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you only gain back 3 HP. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, it's 3 HP and 1 hit dice that you can use.
Yeah,
So I'm
for a
down
long
to 2.
rest. Yeah, exactly.
Even though, once again, it decided not to keep track of it, so I need to, like, put that in my notes somewhere.
Yeah, you should just be able to.
Maybe if I
You
short
should just
rest.
be able to clear them when you go into the short rest section.
But it got rid of all of them when I took the long rest.
Yeah, it should say.
Yeah,
Um,
it's for some reason it's not keeping track of them, but it's fine. I can do it.
oh, it only recovers up to 1 hit die from a
Yeah, I
long
know.
rest.
But I had used
Yeah.
2, which means it should still say I have 1 that I've used, but it's not, and that's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
D&D
you can
Beyond's
just
being
go into short rest and just adjust it to say only
Yeah.
one of them. Or we can just remember.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah, you guys are able to wake up the next day, no problem.
Nice.
I would say, out of everyone, John, you're probably woken up by Sketch, just kind of being a general nuisance around the tent.
Yeah.
I'm
Because that
also a
seems to
little
be
hungover, so
Sketch's.
it's extra irritating.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like the world is spinning, your head is pounding, and there is this paper dragon making rustling sounds on your chest. uh, and Mooney, the only thing that strikes you as weird is you see Velo in normal clothes without the armor.
Nice.
That is the only thing that strikes you as weird. Because Vela's not going to sleep in her armor. She's not weird.
Oh, fair.
What if you get attacked and I slip in my armor? What if I get attacked?
Mooney just doesn't wear armor, so, you know.
there are actual things for like if you sleep in armor. So like, is John actually sleeping in his armor?
Well, I guess not. I mean, I feel like leather armor is something you could definitely sleep in, no problem.
I believe it might only be for it might only be for
Wait, man.
heavy armor.
I guess I assume it's leather armor. I guess it just says light.
Just double check that because I'm curious as to if I'm remembering that
Yeah,
correctly.
sleeping in light armor has no adverse effect on the wearer.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
So you're good. Nice.
I have a disguise kit. I gotta start using that.
Yeah, I mean, you can, with enough makeup, you can make yourself look like someone else.
Ooh.
Or not necessarily look like a specific someone else, usually just different enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys wake up the following day with Sketch. I would imagine Sketch is probably like sort of almost nestled in John's chin as he kind of wakes up. So like as he sort of like feels like the little bit of like weird papery texture against his skin, maybe even a little bit of like almost a sharp sensation because of the sort of like folding. I think John probably wakes up rather suddenly and ends up startling Sketch. And he sort of, I would say, yeah, you'd probably get like a small paper cut like on your chin from
There goes
from
one
like
of
the
my
sudden
HP.
awakening. Oh no, it does not cost anything. But Sketch, you do definitely hear like a like the rustling of the paper wings that's kind of gets up suddenly and starts to flap around the tent. And James has to kind of like wrangle him back into the bag and just like calm down. Like it's fine, you're fine, relax. And you do notice that James actually grabs one of the books that you guys had, and he actually tears out a page of it and gives it to he crumples it up and gives it to Sketch, and Sketch begins to eat it.
All right.
He's like, I have no idea. It seems to calm him, so that's what I've been doing.
Well, you know, I guess keeping him calm is better than not.
I don't understand, but it's made of paper. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
There's a weird element of cannibalism going on there.
Yeah, really. Like,
Oh, I should probably get rid of these. I have 2
Right,
gas tongues on me. I'm sure those are going to start smelling soon.
they've already really started smelling. They weren't really properly sealed. I don't know. What were you keeping those for?
You know.
I mean, trophies?
All right, fair enough. You should have dried them out properly, at least.
Well, I didn't have any salt on me, okay? I was going to, but I
Fair. Not like we've been anywhere near the ocean for a while.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know if you've ever been near the ocean.
I don't know either.
I don't know my own past.
Well, let's roll a evens I have, odds I haven't. I haven't.
What are his bodies of water that
I've
aren't
never been to the
rivers and
ocean.
lakes?
I spent my time on a boat. Didn't miss it. It's nothing quite like the sea air to wake you up out of a hangover.
Try the screams of children.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, it's not the best.
No, definitely. It sounds objectively terrible.
You learn to miss them. And I get up and leave the tent.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get out. The Vistani appear to all be kind of packing up their camp right now. Sort of like leading the horses over to the river so that they can get a drink, packing up the tents, getting the wagons set up. And they do sort of make sort of a... They notice your presence, and they're like, yep, but they don't really say anything specifically.
Like the little head tilt, like acknowledge you.
Give them,
you see something
give
you
them a
kind of
little
on the side of
nod,
the road. You're like, yes.
Yep, the down nod, not the up nod.
Yeah.
It's a very crucial difference.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want them to be offended.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
wooden
you guys
stakes?
go about...
When did I get wooden stakes?
You had them. You had a Monster Hunter pack.
Huh.
Didn't you?
It's part of my adventure gear. It's probably for
Oh yeah, it's part of Haunted One. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, you guys managed to pack up your camp, no problem. You get yourselves reset for adventuring on the road again, and it is sort of early morning. Are you guys trying to do anything before you set out from here, or are you just heading out front? Or are you just leaving here directly? Are you talking to anyone? Are you trying to like collect anything? I assume you guys probably fill your water skins at the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Except for Moony, who doesn't have a water skin.
Yeah, it's just alcohol.
Yeah.
I'll die of dehydration at some point. It's fine.
It's probably safe. But yeah, you guys get all packed up, and I guess you guys will be on your way.
Yeah.
So you will all sort of gather up and say goodbye to whatever Vistani you actually want to say goodbye to, and you will head off towards the west.
On the road again.
Yep, you guys carry on, sort of following the riverbank, heading up towards this sort of northern crossing, and it's here where you come to this this crossroads. As you approach that, you can actually see now, with the trees not blocking it, the long, winding path that leads up the hill, up the stones, to a tremendous castle perched on the hill. A very dark, sort of Gothic cathedral resting at the top of this hill, casting a very long shadow in the morning light. That seems almost to stretch out towards you guys, despite where the sun should be. And as you're sort of walking up to this bridge, Katarina kind of stops and looks over at the castle. And she's like, "This is where we might need to follow the river instead.
Fair.
Any closer will take us near the castle."
Agreed.
Yeah.
Let's avoid getting any closer to that castle
Yeah,
at all costs.
Yeah.
Yes, there's certainly something off about it. Regardless of the fact that we know that that's where he lives, the place itself just... There's something about this... Can't quite put my finger on it, but something seems off about this place.
Fair point, Vela. I think we're all in agreement that let's stay away from it.
Yes, the bank seems to narrow a bit, but we should still be able to follow along it.
Well then, why don't we go? Away from that castle.
Yeah. So you guys will instead go off, sort of following, sort of partially in the woods, partially alongside the bank of the sort of like river. And as you guys get closer, you guys do hear sort of the roaring of a waterfall.
Oh.
You sort of follow the river to the base of this canyon. You see a large sort of waterfall and a steep cliff drop in front of you that seems to sort of descend very far, seemingly almost like 1,000 feet, in pretty much a straight down drop into the valley underneath. You do see that the walls themselves are sort of slick and almost worn smooth by running water. It seems like it would be very difficult to scale down.
Ah. Oh wait, is that the only way forward? Is down through the...
You could try to make a very long detour to try to get down down into the canyon a different way. But it seems like these walls here are far too slick. Or at least you would probably need to, you couldn't free climb. You'd probably need to, have anchor points and ropes and whatnot.
Anyone have any...
Any of you guys can tell just by looking at that.
climbing experience, or should we find another path?
I have a grappling hook, and that's about all I have.
You did steal a grappling hook.
Well, I mean, I got some pins we could try to hammer into the stone, but this looks like a sheer drop. I don't know if we can actually find a crack to put them into.
Yeah.
We'd basically be climbing blind for most of it.
Doesn't sound like the greatest idea.
No, and I doubt that little Miss Plate Mail over there is going to actually be able to carry herself down a rope.
Oh. I suppose it's decided then. We're gonna have to find another way through here.
Well, I mean, seems that the bank over on the other side has a more gentle slope. Suppose we cross the bridge, maybe go over that way. At least be easier to climb down.
Cross the bridge towards the big scary castle.
I mean, but yeah, but what other choice do we have? We can't cross the river here. Unless you guys know how to operate waterfall rapids.
I can't say that I do.
I don't believe I do have that knowledge.
Hmm. I'm trying to think.
Our two options are try to free climb
I
this.
mean, if you guys want to make perception checks and stuff like that to see if you see anything else,
I mean,
or if you're looking for anything
I
specifically,
guess I'll try.
feel
Yeah.
free.
I have a negative
Um,
1 to perception, and I
Mooney's
rolled
definitely
crit
looking
fail.
around. Oh,
Oh,
So
well,
I have
that's
a
a
0.
nat 1. Yeah, John, you get this, like, you know that feeling when you're on a high place?
I have vertigo.
That, like, incredible urge to jump?
Oh gosh!
For some reason you have that, and you're working right now to try to, like, to just sort of calm that, and you're not quite thinking very clearly.
Oh.
alright.
Uh,
Followed by a critical success.
Yeah. You, on the other hand, Mooney is thinking a lot more clearly, and is
I
sort
think
of
we should
looking
jump.
across the sort of fast-flowing river that leads right up to the waterfall, then the steep drop over on your side. But it does appear that the canyon does go further to the south, sort of a little bit further back towards the way that you guys came. It does appear to sort of follow along that route there down to the south. You would assume that there's probably a much gentler route, probably not near the water, that hasn't been worn down as much, that you could climb down a lot easier, or perhaps even a slow.
Who wants to jump with me?
Well, now hold on, John. I think I can spot another easier route for us to take that might not be so detrimental to your health.
Sounds like you're a wuss, but alright. Well, I'll hear you out.
I think we need to head back down south, away again from the big spooky castle. I think I spot a slightly gentler slope that we might be able to, make our way down.
I'll take that.
Feels like jumping would be faster, but alright.
It probably would be faster, and also a very fast way to meet our makers, whoever they
You never know.
might be.
I feel like if you do
Yeah,
that kind of dive.
I mean, that depends entirely on how many rocks are down there, and how shallow the actual river is.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, you are dropping 1,000 feet into water. It's not it's not going to cushion your fall enough for that.
I think
Yeah,
it's fine.
I know you didn't grow up near oceans, but once you hit water from a certain height, you kind of just... You might as well be hitting the ground.
Yeah. For reference, for Austin and anyone who doesn't know.
I'm playing my character.
Oh no! Absolutely. I'm 100% down for it. I just wanted to clarify something for people who might not know. So in D&D, you take 1d6 falling damage for every 10 feet you drop. So this is 1,000-foot drop. So,
But
156.
I feel like there's got to be some slight cushioning for it being water, not the ground, for traditional fall damage.
So falling into water only doesn't affect you if you're dropping within, I think it's 60 feet of the water, and then it negates 30 feet of the fall, if I remember correctly. I'll have to double check that.
See, that's
but it won't be enough to override 1,000 feet fall, which is a very long fall. That is 2 rounds that you would be falling in D&D, because you fall 500 feet in 6 seconds in D&D, because gravity is whack.
Yeah, you've fallen real fast.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah,
Yeah, you fall ridiculously fast in D&D, but even then, you're still going to be falling for 12 seconds before you land.
and die immediately.
It most likely, like, unless I rolled... Well, no.
No,
Even if
I
I
think no matter
rolled
what,
a
you
1
die
on
immediately.
every single one, you would die.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you min roll, that's still 100 damage.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
still more than double your health.
Yeah.
So yeah,
By a lot.
would not recommend.
Just over 4 times my health.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So,
also,
yeah.
once again, Austin didn't think that was a good idea.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
told
no,
me I had an
absolutely.
urge to jump, so I was playing
no.
a character with an urge to jump.
No, absolutely, and I absolutely love that you did that. But yeah, so what are you guys going to do?
We're heading south to that route along the canyon.
All right, yeah. So you guys sort of trace your way back along the edge of the canyon, kind of a little bit through the trees, and then just following the Bear Canyon. You kind of get back onto the path for a little while, and then branch off of it again as you come over to this part of the canyon a little bit further south from where you were, where it seems like the sloping itself is much more gentle. You're actually able to sort of get a sort of long sloping path. It's slightly on the steep side, but it does lead you down into the canyon itself, and you don't have to climb.
Woo.
You guys are just able to get down into the canyon, no problem, and you are now down at the bottom of this canyon, sort of looking up the high stone walls, the different colorings of rocks that kind of stretch up around you, like the skyscrapers your characters don't know exist, or don't exist in this world. And you guys are now at the bottom, so you do see that the canyon appears to sort of branch off in front of you, one further to your west. The other sort of branches off more towards the north, heading back towards the falls. There is also heading back down south, where the canyon does appear to go as well.
I think we should keep going west, probably. Definitely don't want to go back towards the falls.
Well, I mean, that's at least where the map showed we were supposed to be headed.
Right. So west it is then. And then back towards the falls. Or were you saying that north was where we're supposed to be headed?
No, we're heading northwest. I think that I assume you guys probably have the map out at this point.
Sure.
Yeah, we are consulting.
We're
the
all
map.
arguing about which was the best path.
Nah, if you go this way, and then cut north.
I assume crossing here is probably going to be our best bet, sort of pointing to the smaller section of the river further down from the falls.
I don't know. Have you guys
We can
considered going
probably-
south
we can
all the way
probably wait
around
for
the mountain?
I mean, we're already going to have to go around some of it just to get over there.
Right. We're gonna have to for sure go around the mountain. We could just go around that lake there and avoid having to cross water and putting ourselves in danger.
I
Not
suppose,
the
but I mean,
route.
if we get there and the water's like able to be waded through, we might as well, right? Rather than wasting the time going the long way around without even checking.
Well, I suppose checking won't hurt, at the very least.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's do the thing.
All right. So you guys sort of carry on. It's now probably around like mid-afternoon. It took you guys quite a little while to trek along the edge of the canyon and go down the long slope and sort of return to where you guys are right now. So it definitely is getting a little bit on the later side. As you guys head off towards the north and the west, following along the edge of the canyon, past the sort of little bit of trees that are a little forest that's kind of grown around the edges of the river. As you guys head up towards this sort of narrower point here, where the river itself appears to sort of bend in a U shape, before heading to the lake nearby. As you guys sort of approach the bank of this river, if you guys want to sort of make any perception checks, if you guys are trying to like watch out for anything, if you, what are you guys trying to do?
Well, Mooney's for sure checking to see if like the river's too like flowing too fast, and then he also wants to check for like depth,
Mm-hmm.
See if it's crossable.
Yeah, it can absolutely do that. Is John looking out for anything?
Sure. I mean,
Okay. What is John looking for?
that's a great question. I'm trying to figure out something I could do where it's not perception, because I'm not good at perception.
Okay. I mean, it depends on what he's trying to
I'm
look for. Is he
investigating
looking
the
for?
area.
Okay.
Also, should I do a nature check?
I would say you could absolutely do nature. Yeah.
For my river knowledge?
Mhm.
Cool.
I don't know anything.
17.
I don't find anything in my investigation while I'm looking around while they're looking with my 6.
I mean, you're investigating, but you're not even sure really what you're looking for
Fair.
necessarily.
Just like
Like
reality.
you're just kind of looking around to like see if anything catches your eye.
I just saw, I saw like I could see the like determination in Mooney's face that he was about to do something important. So I was like, I gotta do something too. So I was like, let me look around
yeah.
for something else for me to do something important.
Yeah, you started looking at the ground. And you're like, yes, bears have been here.
Bears have been here.
But yeah, Mooney, with sort of knowing what you can recall about these kinds of canyons and the rivers that usually form them, you would assume this is probably going to be probably about the shallowest that this river would get here. You're not 100% sure just by looking how deep it actually is. But I would say if you wanted to like try to put your quarterstaff in and see how deep it goes, you can definitely do that, no problem.
Oh yeah. Put my quarterstaff.
Yep, so you put your quarterstaff in. Is your quarterstaff size to your height, or is it an average human height?
It'd be sized to my height, so it's still like
Okay.
about 3 feet long.
Okay, so the quarterstaff itself comes about to 3 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do also have a standard size spear that I stole.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to use that one instead, you could absolutely.
Which he probably already has ready, because that was the thing he used last in combat.
Yeah, I didn't know if he had taken out his quarterstaff as like a walking stick at this point.
And you know what? He probably would have. He's
Make
using
up
his
your
big
mind.
quarterstaff.
Yeah. Yeah, so you put your quarterstaff in, and you do sort of get down to about, you would guess, about maybe 3/4 of the way up the staff before you hit ground.
3/4
That's like 2.5 feet.
2.5, 2 3/4, roughly, yeah. So it would be something that would probably come up to like Mooney's chin.
Yeah.
Or he trying to wade through it.
Is there any rocks on the other side of this embankment?
There are definitely some, yeah. They appear to have broken off of the canyon wall at some point during whenever it was forming or whenever thousands of years past that. But there are some sort of lying around on the ground, some much larger ones, some much smaller ones.
Question about the grappling hook I now have. Does it have rope attached to it already, or is it just a grappling hook?
I would say that there'd be rope.
And how long is this rope?
I would say the rope for that is going to be an average, it's
50 feet?
50 feet is the average rope size. So we'll say.
And how wide is this river?
So this river here, let me double check to see, but I believe it's rather large. Um, So that one there is. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the river itself here is probably about, you guess, maybe 20 feet across.
Okay. All right. Well, as for crossing this river, it's almost 3 feet deep. Took up almost the entire length of my quarterstaff.
Yeah, does seem a little deep for you.
However, I do have this handy dandy grappling hook, which I can try to lodge between some rocks on the other side, and then we can use it as an anchoring point to cross ourselves across the river a little bit more safely.
Do you think you
Certainly
Anybody
would
have
help
any
to prevent
oppositions?
slipping.
Do you think you could throw it across there?
Well,
How strong?
maybe.
Are you?
Got a strength of 8.
Ooh. You want me to try to throw it for you?
Yeah, what kind of check would that be for me to chuck a grappling hook?
Athletics.
Athletics? Yeah. Do have a -1 to
I have a
athletics.
+3. You would like me to throw it for you, I have offered, because I'm looking at your tiny little body and going, I don't think you could throw that 20 feet.
You'd be surprised.
I don't know if I can throw that 20 feet. I don't know what check he's going to make us do, but I definitely don't think you're going to be able to do it with a -1.
It's going to be an athletics check.
I'm saying like what he has to pass is what I'm saying. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And so like I feel like with a -1 that's a risky play for you.
Well, I suppose that's fair. I mean, if you want to give it a shot, I'll hold on to the end of the other end of the rope so that it, doesn't just fly off into the
Yeah,
distance.
so you can pull it back, of course, makes sense.
Right.
All right, let's try.
Alrighty. And Moony
16.
anchors himself.
Okay. So you kind of, you lean back, you kind of wind it up a little bit, spinning it over your head, and kind of chuck it. It kind of lands on the rocks, kind of clatters to the ground a little bit, and you kind of begin pulling on it, and you think you kind of get it lodged between some rocks. You're not 100% sure, but it seems sturdy enough.
Also, why are we doing? I mean, besides you, the rest of us can just walk through it, right?
I mean, it's gonna come to about the rest of y'all's chests. But yes,
Okay.
this is going to be mainly for me.
Okay.
As it will be up to my chin.
I mean,
And that's presumably at probably one of the shallower points in the river.
it's fair.
As rivers do tend to get deeper towards the middle. So primarily this would be for me, but I would heavily recommend everyone else would also use this line. Lest you get swept away in the river.
I'd prefer holding on to the rope just to avoid any accidents.
Alright.
So
Well
long as
then.
the thing will hold.
Let's, well, we should probably cross one at a time, just to make sure. I'm not sure how strong of an anchor point those rocks are.
All right, well, you can go first.
Alrighty, somebody hold on to the other end of this rope.
I grab the rope for you.
And then our strongest, strongest swimmer can go last, because they won't really have an anchor point for the end of this rope. And Moony goes to start crossing the river. Holding on to the rope with all his might. Also,
Yeah,
how fast is this river going?
So the
Did we ever
river
find
here
that out?
is decently fast. You would
Okay.
guess. It's a lot slower than it was by the falls, but you definitely still feel the tug of the current as you kind of step into the water. You would guess, like, it's really hard to describe how fast water is moving without, like, a specific speed.
We would like the exact
fair.
speed, please.
But I want the speed.
How many
It's
miles
going
per
fast
hour is it
enough.
going?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it a white water rapids at this point, or is it just like
no.
a steady
No,
stream?
it's definitely a steady stream. It's a large garden hose.
Cool.
So think about that kind of a flow, roughly. That's what.
All right. Cool. Mooney's got like a over/under thing going on where he's just shimmying along.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to need an athletics check from John to see how well he holds the rope.
All right.
And I will also need, depending on how well
How
he
about a
does.
critical success?
Sweet.
God
Yeah,
bless.
John is a rock. He's holding that, and it is motionless.
And also,
you are
I am
going to
not
roll with
that heavy.
advantage. Yeah, you are going to roll with advantage, Chris. So yeah, you manage to pull yourself along just fine. Your pack does get, a bit drenched, but what can you do?
Yeah,
But you
I'm
manage to get
a small
yourself
man.
across to where the grappling hook is anchored, and you're over onto the dry half of the bank.
Mooney at this point will act as an extra anchor for the grappling hook, just holding on to it behind the rocks.
Okay.
Sandwich
Yeah,
between.
absolutely. All right. So is John going, or is he having someone else go?
Mooney
How-
gives a thumbs up over the rocks.
How do you determine who's the best swimmer? Is that an athletics check?
It would be athletics,
I
unless you
feel
have
like I'm
swim.
one of the stronger people in the group. Am I not?
Yeah,
You
we should probably
probably
send the warlock
are.
next.
Yeah, I'll wait.
You have you have a +1 to strength, right?
Yeah,
No, you have a plus.
I have a +1 to
You have a
strength. and I have a
+3 to
three
athletics.
athletics.
Hmm.
Yeah. So actually, Vela would go next.
Okay, so but I'll keep holding because it seems to be working until it makes sense to then I'll pass it off to her.
Vela will sort of wade out into the river. Let's see how well she holds on.
Does she get the advantage as well?
Yes, because he is holding the rope for her.
With all his might.
Yes. Yeah. So she does seem to sort of the metal of her boots appear to kind of slide along some of the rocks at one point, but she does manage to catch herself and get over to the other bank without incident.
Beautiful. All right.
Following her will be,
Next.
we'll say Ismark and Katarina will go next. They both will be able to get over fine enough. There's a little bit of a stumbling in the middle, but they do manage to get through. And then James is going to follow as well. And he seems to carry himself a little bit better. He actually almost seems to sort of be almost like monkey barring the rope, as you're not even sure if he's walking along the bottom of the river, but he manages to get himself across just fine. And Sketch kind of flutters down from the sky and kind of lands on his shoulder.
Mm.
As he sort of looks back over the river to where now only John is waiting.
Now there's no
All
one
right.
anchoring the rope for me, right?
Correct.
There
Well,
would
I'm
no
anchoring
longer
the
be-
grappling
You're no one
hook
anchoring
on
at this end.
the other side.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you would just be using the rope to sort of pull yourself along.
I have a thought.
Okay.
I want to try to not have to do as much and just be cool for no reason and take a risk.
Okay.
I'm going to grab onto my end of the rope, and I'm going to do a running... I can't run. Actually, no, it's 50 feet, so I can. Yeah, I'm going to kind of take a little bit back, and I'm going to do a running jump with it to try to get as far as... Which 15 feet is how far I
okay.
can jump.
Okay. I think you are misunderstanding where the ground is. So these were rocks that were on the ground.
Oh, okay. Then no, yeah.
Yeah, you were thinking the grapple was like up overhead.
Kind of. I was just thinking I was going to be jumping into the river.
You can absolutely jump into the river. Like,
Yeah.
you
can jump
just
in the
will
river.
have a lot of slack on the rope, and
Yeah.
the rope you won't be able to like use it to swing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then it'll be
But
pulled
you
taut as
can,
you get dragged down along the river.
Yeah, you understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just walk.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that athletics check, but it will not be at advantage.
Ooh,
Well,
great.
if I roll with an advantage, well, can I roll with athletics to see if I'm at a strong enough anchoring point on the other side? Or does that not matter at all?
The problem is the rocks are anchoring it. It's just the fact that the rope is now loose. It's not a sturdy thing that you're holding on
Should've
to,
done
so
the
even if your
jump.
body moves, it moves with you now. So as John kind of wades out into the river, your boots kind of hit a mossy bit of stone, and you slip out from underneath, and you're sort of clinging to this rope as you sort of begin to sort of get taken by the flow of the river further down, further to the west.
Huh.
The hook itself is sort of lodged in place. You kind of like swing over to the west side, a bit closer to the bank, not quite where you were trying to cross,
Yeah.
but you do manage to get closer to that other one. What are you going to do? Because you are still in the middle of the river at this point in time.
I mean, I'm gonna, I guess, try to swim over.
Okay, are you letting go of the rope?
I feel like
or
that's
are you...
stupid, so no?
Okay, so are you swimming, or are you trying to like pull yourself along the...
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay. So you're just trying to like sort of against the flow of the river,
Yeah.
kind of trying to overhand drag
Totally.
yourself against the current.
This is gonna totally not end badly.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and have you make another athletics check,
All right.
and we are actually going to roll a percentile.
Oh well, it's not. I don't think it really matters. I got a pretty bad roll.
Okay.
The 10.
So I will say there is I'm going to have you, Chris, roll initiative.
Initiative?
Yes. Okay. You have one turn as the grappling hook comes undone from the rocks.
I'm gonna die in the water. This is so
What
sad.
does Moony do?
Moony grabs onto the grappling hook as tight as he can and like starts pulling as he like mounts himself on the rock with both feet, just like
Okay. Go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Good luck, John. My
Yeah,
life is in
I
your
know.
hands. Oh, baby!
So Moony kind of like positions himself against the rocks, kind of bracing against them, and leans back with all of his might to kind of hold this in place. Vela, seeing this, will actually come over and sort of grab you around your waist and kind of like use her own weight to help hold you.
Nice.
And I am going to, with that, John, you are able to sort of struggling against the current. You're able to like overhand grab yourself, sort of like step by step, getting yourself further until you're finally at the other bank, soaking wet and very tired.
I'm panting, and I look over to James and said, "We should have went around the lake."
Oh, we crossed fine.
Only one minor mishap. Relatively successful endeavor.
He sort of like comes over and kind of like pats John on the shoulder. It's fine. You needed a bath anyways.
John just glares at him as we end this episode.
Yep. And that's where we're going to end.
Yay, we made it to the other side of the river. Woo!
You did it!
But yeah, if you like
John
this, I didn't die.
Yeah.
If you like
John
this
survived
episode,
another day.
if you like this episode, please give us a subscription on YouTube and a 5-star review on an audio app if you're listening to it on literally only Spotify, because I haven't set up anything else. It's only available on Spotify. This is a Spotify exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that you've been too lazy to set it up on anything else. It's because it's
Yeah,
exclusive.
Spotify has the exclusive rights because I'm lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've been Austin, joined by Chris and CJ, and we'll be back next week with more Untitled D&D show.
Should be lots of fun.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.